Welcome to Nairobi National Museum. Was here last week, but only the snake part was open, so I had to come back for the actual museum. So gotta go in here and buy a ticket. You have to pay through e-citizenship, and you'll either need M-Pesa, or they have an M-Pesa place in here where you can pay them, and then they'll end up paying through M-Pesa for you if you don't have M-Pesa. So, let's go in here and see what's going on.
So welcome to museum. This is one of the first hall and the permanent hall in the museum. We call it Hall of Kenya. So we are going to meet several halls, the permanent one and the temporary one. So before we start, I'll give you a little bit of the history of the museum. So the museum began in 1910, where we have the East African Natural Societies, where they started collecting the artifacts. This was not the first museum. Our first museum was located where we currently apply for the passports there. We call it Nyayo House. So later they found the place was too small. They shifted to another place in 1922. And there currently is a big hotel there. It's one of the 5-star hotels. We call it Serena Hotel. So around during that time, they continued collecting their items there. And later the space was now becoming too small again. They shifted to another place. And they realized that they have to find a place so that they can build the museum. So in 1929, they found this place, we call it Museum Hill. And they started laying foundation here. In 1930, they launched it and named it after one-time governor called Sir Robert Corridor. And the first building, this was the first building here. We only have got the first and the ground floor, the two here. So this was the first entry. If you go to the other side, you'll find it's written Sir Robert Corridor. And I'll start with the first hall here. We call it Hall of Kenya. We are going to meet the cultures of Kenyans, where we have the Gwads collected in 44 communities, where these Gwads here are showing the diversity among the community. And you find they use them in different aspects. Some use them as a musical instrument. If you shake some of them, find they use as a musical instrument. Some also you find fermenting milk with them. They store water inside them. Like if you'll be going for the safaris, you'll meet some of the Maasai there. Some of them are nomads. You find they use such one to keep the milk, to boil some of the bloods from the animals, they keep them inside here. And after the harvest, we also keep some of the seedlings for the next plantation. You'll find we use the big gourd here to preserve our seeds there. So the gourds, when you cut it into two, is normally forming the calabash at the top. You can see it there. And that's they use as a cup, and some also use this as a plate. So currently that one is now showing the common origin of these 44 tribes we have here. And we have for these pillars holding it. Those are the positive signs we want to maintain in our community, like peace and unity. And the ones running outward, those are the negative signs which you want to do away with. Like you find we used to do early marriages, female genital mutilation. In the 21st century, you find some of the communities still practicing that. So we find that they have got some of the effects on the normal life of a human. So currently, if you're found doing it, you will be jailed for long time. Yeah, that's all about the synthesis here. So we'll move to this part of nature, and the nature we are going to meet them on the birds. We have the bird gallery there. Here we just have got a sample of them, and we have got a traditional headdress here. We call it mutonyi, used by the Maasai youth when they're going through rite of passage. So you find 8 days before, they normally go to the forest, they hang the birds, and they pluck the feathers to make the headdress. And after they have gone through the rite of passage, you find they go back again to hunt more the birds there to complete making the headdress. So we can proceed. So this is also a musical instrument used by one of the community, we call them Luos. They use this when they have a special occasion. It's also when their leader died. They blow it, and they normally blow it 3 times. It normally producing boo sound. That's why they name it Abu. It's the same like the other words joined with the words. And at the tip is antelope horn. So we have got part of hearts here. This is the mosaic map of Kenya. We represent it with the butterfly to show that the country normally look beautiful. And in Kenya, if you want to do the butterfly watching, we have got some of the places to do that. If you can go to Kakamega Forest, where we have the 2 big moths there. You can go to the Lake region, like the Lake Victoria there. You are going to meet a lot of them, like 900 species of them. So here you just represent our map this way to show that the country normally look beautiful. We can proceed to the clock here. So this is a traditional clock used by the Kalenjin community. Only elders were allowed to dress on it when they have got special occasion or when they're doing inauguration of one of the leaders. They used to kill the Sykes monkey here to make the clock. And the white decoration on the clock here is also from another monkey. We call it white and black colobus monkey. You can see another instrument here. This is also a ceremonial side-blown instrument used by the Swahilis. The Swahilis are the likes of the Giriamats. You will meet them in the coastal. If you go to Mombasa, Malindi, Lamu, you are going to meet them there. And the instrument here was made of ivory, and the other bit is made of wood. They used to say if you blow this, you have got magical power. If you break it, something will happen to the community, so you have to handle it with care. So we only have got 2. The entire world, we only have got 2. Both of them were made in Pate Highland in 1688. And we have got this one in the Nairobi National Museum here, and there is another one in Lamu Museum, where you meet the Swahilis now. They serve it as a soul guardian, where if you blow it, you also become the leader of that community. The African baskets, we call them kiondos, made out of sisal fiber. Some use the banana fiber, some also use the water hyacinth, some also you'll find use the papyrus reed to make them. And you find the technology has also advanced. So you find we use also the animal skin there to make some of them. Some also we use the beadwork to make them look attractive. And also we use the recycled plastic to make some of them here. So in the tradition you'll find they use the big one to keep the clothes, the grain after the harvest. The small one there you'll find the grandmothers using them as carrier bags when they go to the market, when they're going for their safaris. So we can move to the mammals. Have you been to safaris?
I went on a safari last week.
Yeah.
At the Nairobi National Park.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the ones you haven't met in the safaris there.
Okay.
And a little part, a unique part of them. So this is the Great Hall of Mammals. And like you say, you have gone for the safaris. I know you have met some of them, and some also you haven't met. Like I'll start with this one here, we call it okapi. Okapi is mainly found in Congo, that's where you'll see them. But the reason why it is here, they are sharing the same ancestry with the giraffe, they are relatives. And also you can say it's looking like the zebra there. You say they are convergence. That's due to evolution because of this, the strip there at the back. And we have got this skeleton here. This was the last species of the elephant having got the longest tusks, and was the famous one because it was only the elephant given protection by the first president. 2 game rangers during the day and during the night. So you find this elephant here dying in 1974 due to natural causes. So when he died, they also do further analysis to find what might cause the natural causes. So they found it was suffering a gunshot wound at the right jaw, which was also affecting it to chew grass properly. And again, it was remaining with 1 set of teeth. You know, when elephant is born, normally having got 6 sets. And that's how they also determine the lifespan of an elephant. So you find it was having got 1 set remaining. It was also affecting it to chew grass properly. So it's like he died due to starvation. And we have the giraffe there. The giraffe, we had 3 types of them. I don't know if you spotted them in the park.
So, yeah, I've seen the 3 different.
This is the Maasai giraffe we have here. And there is another one called reticulate. Reticulate, you'll find the pattern are very big. You can easily trace it. And there is another one called Rothschild. Rothschild, if you check from the knee to the toe, you'll find it's white. We normally say he's wearing white socks. And at the far end, that's the Cape Buffalo. So you'll find the male normally has got the wide, massive forehead. But the female one, you'll find the horns are almost enclosed, like the cows. On the other side, we have got the elephants. The elephants, African one, you'll find that usually very big in size. And if you want to distinguish them easily, you check at the ears. I've got big ears. And if you check the ears keenly, you will find it's in the shape of African map. And again, at the back here, if you check it, it has got something like a hump. And again, you can also differentiate them with the forehead. You will find the Asian one. The forehead has got a heel on it, and also the ears are very small. And we have the zebra. The zebras also, we have 2 types. The one we have here, this is the common zebra. The common zebra has a continuous strip in the body. And also we have got gravy zebra. The gravy zebra has got the same strip, but now the belly is white. So may I ask you, do you say that they normally has got the body is normally covered in black or in white, then he has got the white strip or the black strip?
The black strip is what ones that I normally see, that I've seen.
Right. So we'll move around, we see part of evolution, the locomotion of the mammals, and we see the feeding mode part of it, and also the weapons and defense, also how they defend themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start from the other side. So this is part of evolution, where currently you find we used to have got the big elephants, we used to have got the big animals there, but you find there is now changes, they reduce in size. The ones who are having got big horns, now there is changes on the horns there. You can see here, the movement is now rotating. That's where we identify the evolution because of the changes in the climate there and also the type of food. Like you can see the 2 there. We used to have got the ones having got the longest tusks, but currently you can see the other one now have got the small tusks. So that's the part of evolution. So we have the convergence and the divergence on the other side. The convergence, you'll find they share the same character, but they are born in different lineage. Like the 2 here, we have the white-toothed shrew and the golden ram. So both of them, if you check them, the body has got the fur, the mouth looking almost the same, how they feed, the tail, but you find they're born in different ancestry. So when we see the divergence here, you find they have got the same ancestry, but again, they have got different character. Like you find the hardback here, sharing the same gene with the dugong, again with the tree irex, You find also with the elephant there, but you find their character is different. The size is also different, but from the same ancestry.
Okay.
And this is part of locomotion where we have the hippo, part of movement. You know, you met this in the park there.
Yes.
And also is very territorial. If they never told you, did they tell you that?
Yeah, they told us.
Yeah, so you find they normally believe that water belongs to them. If they spot anybody there, they can just kill you, but they are herbivores. They don't feed on flesh.
Yeah, that's
When
what
if
I
they
heard.
share the lake with the crocodile there, you'll find they make the boundaries. Because the teeth here is made of ivory, very strong. And the dolphins, if you move to the coastal, that's where you'll see a lot of them. If you're a good diver there, you'll see a number of them. And the part of swimmers, where we have the marsh mongoose, the marsh rat there, the spot-naked otter. Both of them, if you check the feet, is webbed. That's where they can easily swim. Most of them, you'll find them in the swampy areas, at the edge of the stream or the lake there. See a number of them there. And the hardback, which some also call the ant-eater. It's normally feeding on ants and termites, has got long tongue, the tongue is also sticky. And they normally dig very big holes in the park there if you spot it, because you normally look the termites and the ants underground. That's why you'll find there's some of the big holes there. Even you'll find the likes of the monkey, the vervet monkey, olive baboon hide on these holes there. And down there, there's a naked mole rat. They live in a group. Only there is a queen there to reproduce and one male for mating there. They live like bees. And the fastest land-moving mammal, did you meet the cheetahs?
Yes.
It has got a flexible bone and normally run in a streamline. That's why it's sprinting very fast. It's the best sprinter. And if you want to differentiate them with the leopard, you'll find this is a little bit smaller than the leopard, and also the head is small. If you check the eyes, it has got like a tear mark. It's like crying there. And again, you'll also see the ears. It's not that big like that of a leopard. And there's a type of hair, we call it spring hair. It looks like a kangaroo, but it's not a relative to kangaroo. Just looking the same, have got the same character. And this is a type of antelope. We call it clip springer. It's normally found in the rocky area because of the rubbery hoofs there, which normally help it not to slide easily. It can even stand on a stone with the 4 feet because it can slide. The rubbery hoofs normally help it. And due to we have the cheetah here, that's why we have the likes of the bolt there. And part of the climbers, the African palm civet, the potter here, the squirrel, and the monkey here. So you find the three hairs got the tail for balancing when they climb. But this one here, the potter here doesn't have the tail. You normally use the claws. Like you find the electrician, when they want to climb the pole there, the hole normally has got some of the hook there to climb. And even human being, it doesn't have the tail, but you can climb a tree using your arms. Yeah. So we normally mimic the potter here. And they have the flying mammals. This is the bats and that type of squirrel which can also fly. We call it wildebeest. And both of them are nocturnal. You spot them at night. The type of squirrel here normally have the flap skin. That's why you can easily fly. And that's why we also mimic by paragliding there. Yeah. And we have got these here, but we don't have them in Kenya. So if you want to see the gorilla here, you go to Uganda, you go to Congo, you go to Rwanda. You're going to meet a number of them there. I've got the same teeth like human being, very strong, more than human being.
Okay.
And one slap from this guy on your head there will damage your brain. And they like thump chesting, just to scare you, but they are also friendly if you bond with them. And the skull for the Asian elephant, and that's for African elephant. So this is the ancestor of the Asian one, which went extinct. They were calling it Rex. Rex was mainly feeding on grass, but when grass became scarce, you find they went extinct like that. But the African one, you'll find now feed on grass, shrubs, you feed on leaves, and it can take 300 kilograms in a day. You can spot the picture of the two. That's the African elephant, this is the Asian. But the Asian one was just drawn closer. They're usually very small. That's why it's appearing big, and you can see the difference which I was talking of. So we also have got the herbivores here. Some call them pumbas. And we have the common warthog here, the bush pig, and that is the giant forest dog, mainly found in the forested area, and more aggressive compared to the two here. So this one here you find when you even spot human being, you normally charge towards them. And both of them, when they spot danger, they normally run when they raise their tail up. In Kenya, you're going to meet a number of these. And you will spot this one feeding when kneeling this way because the neck is short. So he's trying to reach his food by kneeling. So let's see the part of the omnivores here. So we have the omnivores here where we have the chimps. And do you believe in evolution? So we have got the cousin here. And that's why we group them with a human. To show that we are sharing the same DNA. We share 98% DNA similarity with them. And the way we can spot the different fruit is also the way they can do. And also the way they grip the tree is also the way we can do. That's why you find they are much close, only 2% is missing so that they can be like human. So this one in Kenya, you'll only meet it in one place. We call it Olpajeta. That's where you'll get them because they are also endangered. The ones you are going to meet a lot of them is the likes of the puppet monkey, the olive baboon. These ones you are going to meet a number of them. I think you met some of them on the park?
Yes, the blue ball monkeys.
Yeah. These ones we have a number of them. The honey badger. Also, if you go to the likes of Mount Kenya, you go to Aberdare, you go to Olpajeta, you'll meet some of them there. And they are very strong. They can even fight some of the big predators there. Because you find the skin is very thick and strong. And they feed on the honeycombs. They normally feed on the honey there because the skin, the sting of the bees, you find it's hard to pass through the skin there. It's a fearless one. And the part of carnivores, I know you meet the blackbird jackal there.
Yes.
And the hare, a very greedy one. Normally feed on everything, even the bones. And the Savile cat, I know you never met there. It's, if you go to Amboseli, you go to Savo, you go to Masai Mara, or Pajera, Samburu, you'll meet this one here. So the Savile cat and the caracals there, they normally jump at the height of 4 meters from birds. And we have the leopard, one of the big five there. The leopards you find after you kill a prey, you normally take on top of the tree. Like feeding alone, and you can now see the other one, the cheetah there has got the spots. But this one, if you check it keenly, it has got like a flower pattern on the body. Has got a roses pattern on its body there. And you can see the head is very big, it has got a ringing at the neck there. And that's how you can easily differentiate them. This is prone to climbing, but the cheetah, you mostly found it on the ground. It's the best sprinter there. And the caracal here, you'll identify it with the protrude antenna on the ears there. And jumping at a height of 4 meters because of the hind leg, very strong. And the lion, I know you met a number of them there. So the lion here you find, we normally say is the king. Do you know the reason why we call it the king? So you find it can hunt twice its weight. You find the buffalo is very huge. You find the giraffe is very huge, but you can manage to kill them. That's why you say it's a king. And again, you find you can also treat others where you kill a prey and just take a small portion and leave the rest to enjoy it. And the older it gets, you'll find this mane turning black.
Turning black the older?
The older it gets, you find the mane is also turning black. And most of the hunting, you'll find the female do a lot. This one you'll mostly find protecting the calves there. And we have the canal here for the ancestors, how they used to look like. And this section here now we have part of weaponry and defense. How you'll find these animals defend themselves when they attack with the predators there. So on the top, on the wall there, we have the different types of antelope. We'll meet them in different parks there. And they normally use their horn for wrestling or stabbing. Some also can use their hind leg to kick. And some of these also has got some of the weapons, like the pangolin. The pangolin here has got scales, very sharp. You find when they attack, they roll like a ball. And you'll find some of the countries normally feed on this. And we have the porcupine there. The porcupine normally produce the spines, and they can throw them. So when they attack, they release the spine there. And the spiny mouse has got sticky fur. If you try to catch it, you'll find the furs remain in your hand. So you have it, but he has already escaped. The hedgehog also has got small spine. You just erect them so that it can appear big. So that if you reach the skin there, the spine attacks you there. The whistle here producing a pungent smell, and they can throw the smell at a meter. And when they throw that scent on you, you'll be smelling. It's a bad scent there. It's like some will call it a skunk, but they just look like a skunk, but not a skunk.
Not a skunk,
yeah.
Okay.
And the crested rat, just also appearing big so that it can scare the predators there. So which antelope did you meet in the park there? The impala?
The impala. I think that might have been it. I seen the male impala and the female impala.
Waterbuck?
No, I didn't see the
The Beza oryx? You ever met that one there? Which has
the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I did see that one.
And we have the bombos. The bombos, if you go to Mount Kenya, you'll see a number of them there. That's the great hood. And the last one there, that's the hartebeest.
Happy.
Okay. So let's move to the cradle of humankind. So this is the cradle of humankind, and Kenya is one of the where some of the study of the fossils were conducted there. So we are going to meet the fossils of the early human when we move to the hominid room. But also we have got a few here, the part of human evolution, and we're going to meet the biological part of it, and also the cultural part of it. So I'll explain the part of human evolution here, where we have got the cousins there. The ones like the primates there, you find we have got more changes than them, because you find the brain has developed for human, and also how we move is different. So you'll find we comparing the chimpanzee, which is the most closest to human being. We are sharing 98% DNA similarity with them, and this is the skeleton for the human. So you find this one normally use the forelimbs because the arms is longer than the legs. But for human being, you find the legs is longer than the arms. That's why you free your hands to do some of the other activity. And again, you'll find they have got long pelvic bone. That's why they can easily bend like that and use the forelimbs. But as now the pelvic bone is round. That's why if you bend for long, you feel that back pain. And another thing, you'll spot some of our cousins here, they normally stand when they are bent. The reason being of the vertebral bone joining at the scalp. You find it's joining at the back. But for the human being, you find joining at the middle. That's why they can stand upright. And again, the skull. Check for human skull, it's very big. But for them, you find it's very small because you find their brain has not developed. And that's why they can only use simple tools like the stick and the stone. But for the human being, you find we can now communicate, we can also make even the complex too. Yeah, so let's see the fossils here. So this is the reason why we also count Kenya as one of the cradle of humankind. We have got the fossils of the early human. Like the study of the early human was mainly conducted in Africa. So in Kenya, we also have got part of them where we have got a number of places. If you visit them, you are going to meet the fossils there. But in this room here, we only have got 2 places in Lake Victoria and Lake Turkana, but you'll meet the fossils in different places there. So we have got this, we call it a Kembo Eseloni. And this is the oldest skull in this room, which has lived about 18 million years old. Found by Mary Leakey in 1948. So this one here was having got that close link to human, but when they do further study in London, they found it's just a primitive ape. The reason why they are saying this was close to human being, because you find he has got a flexible joint like that of a human being, and he never had got the tail. That's why they were thinking like this, almost like human. But later they found it's just a primitive ape. So when they found it before, they used to call it Proconsul africanus. But later they changed the name to Ekembo Eseloni. Ekembo is how the people who used to live in Rusinga Island in Lake Victoria there used to call the apes. And Heslon there was assistant of Louis Leakey. So he named it after his assistant there. And we have the second oldest, called Black Skull, found by somebody called Alan Walker in Lake Turkana in a place called Lomweki in 1985. So this one was originally white like the other skulls there, but you find it was contaminated with the manganese during the study by the paleontologists during that time. And this one has lived 2.5 million years old and was one of the nutcracker. That's why he developed that crescent at the back. I don't know if you can spot that. So that crescent which was on the top of the head there, he developed that because he was feeding on hard nuts. He was one of the nutcracker. If you want to feed it on like things like the coconut there, you have to break them on the head. That's why he developed that. And at your back here, we have got the skeleton. And in the world, we only have got 2 skeletons which was found. We have Lucy and the true cannibal here. Sorry. So true cannibal here was found in a place called Norukotomi in Lake Turkana. And the reason why they classified it as a boy, because of the pelvic bone. And again, the teeth were not complete like that of a mature person.
Bless you.
Sorry. And again, they approximated the age of this to be 9 to 12. And during that time, you find they say these people are very tall. So this was at a height of 1.6 meters tall, like 5 feet. And another thing on this, when they found it, they never found the fingers and the toe. That's why it was almost complete. But those are the things which they never found on it. It was classified as one of the erectors because when they found it, it was in a erect posture. And this has lived 1.6 million years old. So we have got Lucy, but Lucy was found in Ethiopia as the oldest human, and Lucy was one of the Australopithecus. So Lucy, you find, has lived 3.2 million years old, found by Donald Johnson in 1973. And do you know where the name Lucy came from?
No, don't.
The name Lucy came from a Beatles song, Lucy in the Sky with the Diamond.
Oh.
So when they were listening to that song, so I'll show you the replica from the other side. So we have the part of human evolution here, where we will begin on this side. We have got the Homo habilis here. The Homo habilis, you find they used to live in the forest. That's why if you check their body is hairy. And they used to feed on the root tubers. These are the first people to discover tools. We call them old one tools, which they were using, like the hoe, their first hoe which was discovered. And they were using that to get some of the roots there, which they were feeding on. And we have got this second stage here, this is for the erectors. So you find on the habilis, they were walking when they are bent. So when they reach at the erectors, now they walk upright. That's why they refer to them as the erectors. And at this stage, you find their tools have now a little bit improved. We call them Acheulean tools. And this is the stage where they discovered fire, but they never use it. They only use that fire to scare the animals. I'll show you the tools on the other side. And when we move to this stage, this is the Homo sapiens stage, where now the brain has developed. They live in the cave, elect the leaders there, they divide work among themselves. If one of them died, they also bury them with the items. It's like they believe in life after death. And the fire which was discovered by erectors, now you'll find them using to roast some of the animals. You see the tools there. And if you happen to watch that funny movie in South Africa, God Must Be Crazy, you'll see like the face almost looking the same with the guy there. So we have got these 4 skulls. Both of them were found in the same place called Kobifora in Lake Turkana, but with different people. And they are classified differently. Like this was found by somebody called Kamoya Kimeu in 1973. And this one they referred to as a small girl because of the face was small, the height of the orbit was also small. And this one they classified as mature male because of the face was robust and having got thick jaw, found in fragment. That's why you can see some of the parts are missing there. We call it Homo rudolfensis. The reason why we call it Homo rudolfensis, due to the name of the place where it was found. And the place there you find we used to call Lake Turkana, Homo rudolfensis. It was named after the Prince of Australia. But later we changed the name of the lake to Lake Turkana. Yeah. And we have got this referred to as a mature female because of the face now less robust, and they found the molar have already ruptured. That's why they classify this as a mature female. And this one was found with the same person who found this, called Bernard Guineo. And we have the last one here, Paranthropus boisei. This is also one of the nutcrackers. That's why he was also developing that crescent at the back. And the only skull which was found having got a bone disease, which currently they say they cannot spot on a normal human being. So you find he has got the effect at the right jaw on the other side because of that disease. But currently they say they cannot spot that on a normal human being. So let's see their tools on the other side. So this is the part of the Australopithecus, and most of the Australopithecus you find they used to live in the forest. That's why you can see the background is forested. And the reason why we have the player there, that's due to these bones here. This is the femur, thigh bone, and the tibia, this bone here. So you find at the joint of the knee here, there is a spongy mesophil. And there is a fluid there which normally act like shock absorbers. That's why you can raise the knee there and play the ball there. And we have the replicant of Lucy here. If you want to see the real bone, you can move to Ethiopia. That's where we have it. And Lucy here, you find several parts were missing. And it's the early human to begin walking. That's why you will find that Lucy is famous. And you can see the sculpture there. So those are the footprints of the Australopithecus, were very huge. And the first tools here, which they use the flakes there, some use the hammer stone there to make this. So this is what they were using to dig the root tubers with. It's the old one tools. And from the stage of Homo habilis to erector, now you'll find there is a little bit improvement of them. You can see they're a little bit sharp. And the stage of erector is where they discovered fire. The fire they discovered there, they only use it to scare the wild animals. You can see them. And the true cannibal was one of the erectors. That's why you place it at the stage of the erectors there. So we have the Homo sapiens. The tools are more sharp, and we call them laccolith tools. They use even the bones to make some of their tools there, like the bone harpoon, which they were using for fishing. And these people, you find they live in the caves. They also divide work among themselves. If one of them died, they also bury them with the belongings. And these are some of the tools which they're using then also to grind the corns there. And that's why you'll find your granny was still using such things. That's why the reason why they say we are the improve of the Homo sapiens here. And currently they are saying we are in the stage of the Homo sapiens sapien.